Welcome to part 2 of the Danger Ranger 9000 build series, where we're going to be taking this Ford Ranger and getting it ready to race in the Danger Ranger 9000 this fall. On today's episode, we're going to try and fix the clutch so we can drive this truck around a little bit. I guess let's buckle up and see what we can do. Alright, so after doing some research, what I found out is that these Ford clutches are awful to try and bleed and try and get air out of. So the best way, at least what I found online to do, was to use one of these little vacuum pump, handheld vacuum pumps that you essentially stick your little nozzle down into your reservoir here, pull it to a vacuum. You see I currently got about 24, 25 inches of vacuum, and it's gonna pull out all of our air bubbles and hopefully get us a stiff pedal, and hopefully the clutch will work after that. So we're gonna let this sit here for a few more minutes, hopefully pulling out any air bubbles we got in there, and see what happens. All right, I believe we've got the vacuum pump taken off of it. I believe we've got all the air bubbles out of it. So I just dropped the truck down. We're gonna close the hood, get in it, and see if it'll go into gear when it's running. Fingers crossed. All right, guys, we're back in the truck here. We got the hood back latch, truck's dropped back down on the ground. When I push my clutch pedal in, I do have more pedal than I did before. Earlier, it was going straight to the floor and I got nothing. So I guess fingers crossed that she actually works here. Oh, e-brake. And we've got a working clutch. Yard here. Alright, we're taking a step in the right direction. Our clutch is working. Well, guys, now that our clutch is working, we're going to move on to the next phase of this project, and we're going to change the oil and swap the coolant out for water, and we'll see what the condition of those are looking like after sitting for 7 years. So let's do it. Alright, guys, we just got the oil drained out of the Ranger, and if you take a peek here on the sticker of when it was last changed, we got here, it was March of 2017. It said the mileage for the next oil change should be 27,500 miles. Well, if you peep down there, we're only at 22,637. And based on the oil that came out of this thing, which I'll show you guys here in a second, I think this only had like less than 200 miles on it after, you know, it got its last oil change. But you know, it's been sitting for 7 years, so it's still good to change the oil, change all the fluids out of it. So let's take a peek at what this oil looks like. Okay. Okay, maybe it actually is a little bit dirtier than I thought it was. It looked a lot cleaner when it was draining out of the oil drain pan, or oil pan. Alright, now that we got the oil changed on it, we're going to go ahead and drain the coolant and flush out the system a little bit, and then we'll put water in it, because per the rules of the race, we can't add coolant, we can only have water. So let's go ahead and get going.
Yeah.
guys, it's a new day. We're gonna go in here and we're gonna finish swapping out the coolant for water and then move on to the next project with this truck, which I believe is gonna be installing the battery disconnect switch. So we'll keep her moving and see what we can do. Okay guys, we got the coolant all swapped out for water. You can see down our reservoir there, we got water per our race rules and everything like that. So now what we're gonna go move on and do is installing this battery disconnect switch. It's also part of the rules for the race. I think we're gonna try and install it somewhere here on this fender. And yeah. So I'm trying to figure out why the battery wasn't tight in here. What I figured out, or at least what I think I figured out, is that this is the wrong size battery for this truck. And so this little guard is supposed to sit in here like that and pinch your battery in. But unfortunately it's sitting up like this right now, so I can't actually tighten it because only half the bolt is exposed. So instead of getting the correct battery for this and anything else and having it fit properly, what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna take a grinder and cut a couple notches in here, see if we can bang this plate back so that this little bracket here can push further back, and we can use this battery got, because this is a brand new battery. So all right. Okay guys, we've corrected our battery mount, and now this sucker isn't going to go anywhere. So now we can work on installing our disconnect switch. Alright, I got a hole drilled that our switch here should be able to fit right into, so we'll just come at it from the back side there, and I believe we'll just drill a couple holes in the fender wall there, bring our wires through, and route it in right with our battery, and we should be good to go here. Alright guys, unfortunately it's getting a little late out. We're going to have to call it quits and not actually finish our battery disconnect cable today. But anyways, this is probably going to cut it off for the second video, and we'll catch you in the next one.